Is Portugal truly the smarter choice for long-term living in 2026? This breaks down how Portugal and Spain compare when it comes to residency rules, living costs, healthcare, taxes, and everyday life, using current data and real policies, not hype. You'll see where the real differences show up, what matters long-term, and which details most people overlook. By the end, you won't just know the pros and cons. You'll understand which option actually fits the life you want and why staying through to the last section brings the full picture together. Let's start with the foundation of any move abroad: residency pathways and visa access, because without this, nothing else matters. In 2026, Portugal continues to offer some of the most straightforward residence options in Europe. The D7 visa is designed for people with stable passive income such as pensions, rentals, or dividends, requiring proof of roughly €870 per month for a single applicant, plus accommodation, health insurance, and a clean criminal record. For remote workers, the digital nomad visa allows legal residence while working for foreign employers, with income requirements closer to €3,480 per month. Family reunification is clearly defined, letting spouses, children, and dependent parents join once income thresholds are met. Processing is relatively consistent, often ranging from 1 to 3 months when documents are complete. Now compare that with Spain. Spain's non-lucrative visa demands significantly higher income, often exceeding €30,000 annually, and its rules vary by region. Some provinces interpret requirements differently, which can delay approvals. Portugal's centralized system offers clearer rules, fewer surprises, and better predictability, which raises an important question. When planning a long-term move, would it certainly matter more than flexibility that changes by region? Shifting into real-life costs, let's look at how much it actually costs to live day-to-day in Portugal versus Spain. Because it's not just about visas, it's about what your money can buy. In 2025 to 26 data, living in Lisbon or Porto typically means a monthly rent of about €800 to €1,200 for a one-bedroom apartment in the city center, while smaller cities like Coimbra and Braga often range €500 to €800. In Spain, Madrid or Barcelona one-bedroom city center rents usually run €900 to €1,400, with secondary cities such as Valencia or Seville closer to €600 to €900. When you move outside the capitals, costs fall significantly in both countries. But Portugal's smaller cities and towns tend to remain cheaper overall. Other daily expenses show similar patterns. Utilities, electricity, water, internet average about €120 to €180 per month in Portugal, and groceries for one person can land around €180 to €250 monthly. Spain's utilities and food costs are often slightly higher, depending on region. Transportation in Portugal's urban areas is generally less pricey, especially with monthly passes. Recent inflation trends have pushed costs up across Europe, but Portugal has seen overall lower consumer price increases than Spain in many categories in recent years, helping foreign income stretch a bit farther. If you earn remotely or retire with income from abroad, your purchasing power in Portugal often feels stronger due to generally lower rent and daily costs, making it easier to live comfortably without overspending. After understanding daily expenses, it's time to look at tax structure and financial planning, because this often decides where people truly settle. In Portugal, the tax landscape for foreign residents shifted after the original non-habitual resident program closed to new applicants. By 2026, Portugal operates under newer incentive frameworks aimed at specific professions, research, and innovation roles, offering a 20% flat tax on qualifying Portuguese income and potential exemptions on certain foreign-sourced income. Pensions are now more consistently taxed compared to the past, while remote work income and investments are usually taxed if you become a tax resident, and less structured under approved incentives. Standard income tax rates remain progressive, reaching close to 48% at the highest brackets. Now contrast this with Spain. Spain applies progressive income tax rates that vary by region, generally topping out between 45 and 47%. One major difference is Spain's wealth tax, which applies to worldwide assets above set thresholds and can change depending on the autonomous community you live in. This regional variation makes long-term planning more complex. For retirees and remote workers, Portugal's centralized rules offer more predictability, which raises a simple question. Wouldn't stable tax planning feel less stressful over time? Moving into how life feels day to day, let's talk about healthcare access and public services, because getting medical care when you need it matters just as much as visas and rent. In Portugal, public healthcare is delivered through the national system called Serviço Nacional de Saúde, or SNS, which offers universal coverage to all legal residents once you register and obtain a health user number. Most routine services like GP visits, emergency care, and hospital treatments are available at very low cost or sometimes free, though there are small co-payments for certain services. Many residents choose private health insurance, typically around 20 to 50 euros per month for basic plans, so they can see specialists faster or avoid longer waits. Private clinics often have English-speaking staff and offer appointments more quickly than public facilities. Spain's public healthcare system similarly provides universal coverage for residents, funded through taxation and free at the point of care. But specialist access and certain services can involve delays and vary slightly by region. Many people also buy private insurance in Spain to reduce waiting times, with premiums in similar ranges. So ask yourself this: if waiting times and seamless access to doctors are a priority, which system feels easier for everyday life? Let's move into language, bureaucracy, and integration, because being able to talk with officials and handle everyday admin shapes how easily you settle abroad. In Portugal, many public offices and services in bigger cities often have English-friendly staff, especially in expat hotspots, but Portuguese remains the official language for most government forms and procedures. To renew long-term residency or apply for permanent residency and citizenship, you generally must demonstrate basic Portuguese proficiency at the A2 level, which means you can handle simple conversations and routine tasks. This requirement for citizenship helps ensure newcomers can engage with local systems and people. The A2 language test, known as CIPLE, is designed to be accessible and can be taken in Portugal or abroad, with prep courses available for new residents. Once you have your A2 certificate, it's accepted by authorities for integration purposes. In Spain, bureaucracy is more regionalized, meaning rules and language support differ between autonomous communities. Official services outside major cities often operate mainly in Spanish, so daily admin like getting a tax number or residency permit may require more Spanish. Spain also requires language and civic tests for citizenship after the required residency period, which means planning ahead for integration is key. Think about this. If you prefer clearer, centrally defined language expectations and smoother paperwork, which system feels easier for everyday life? Let's finish strong with what truly makes a country livable long-term: safety, stability, and overall quality of life. In Portugal, crime remains low. According to Numbeo, it scores significantly better than Spain in personal safety, with residents reporting fewer concerns about theft, assault, or walking alone at night. It's consistently ranked as one of the safest countries in Europe, even reaching top 10 positions globally in some peace indexes. On the political and economic front, Portugal enjoys solid democratic institutions and steady growth. The OECD projects moderate GDP increases and low unemployment through 2026. Infrastructure investments are also boosting public transit, broadband, and housing. Spain, by comparison, has a larger and more diversified economy, But regional tensions, especially around Catalonia, add a layer of political complexity. When it comes to transport, both countries offer efficient public systems, but Portugal's smaller size makes navigation easier. Both nations face wildfire risks and risking temperatures, though Portugal has invested in mitigation planning. With its mix of calm, safety, and manageable pace, Portugal stands out as a place where many can genuinely feel settled, not just for now, but for the years ahead. While Portugal may offer calm, clarity, and affordability, choosing a home in Europe isn't a one-size-fits-all decision, and what fits in the south might not hold up in the heart of the continent. Here's something to look forward to. One of these two countries has over 80 million residents and is known for precision, while the other has the world's most visited capital and a reputation for leisure. Both offer world-class healthcare, strong economies, and very different lifestyles. But which one is actually better for expats in 2026? You'll find out next.